Alrighty, everyone. This is Sky Juice coming to you from my kitchen here in Luquillo, Puerto Rico. So today we're going to do a little cooking demo on what I like to showcase is how easy this can be. So before I go into it, I want to see how you guys are doing. How was the vegan day today? What did you eat? How are you feeling? I know you guys are up in the cold. How did you handle that? Tell me.
Okay. Hello? Can
Go
you hear
ahead,
me?
Dr. I can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Natilla.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll get my speaker working better. Go ahead though.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, today I just had and for dinner I just had the rest of my spicy kale salad and some miso soup and a smoothie, a green smoothie.
You had you,
Hello.
true. I think it's paired to your phone. You said you had some kale salad and
So
you had some
miso,
kale salad and what else?
miso soup and a green smoothie.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And yeah, what did you have?
This morning I went ahead and made the green smoothie with spinach and coconut water, bananas, and green apples. And then for lunch I had a veggie gumbo. And I'm on my way home now to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner.
Gotcha. So,
I was really surprised how full the smoothie kept me.
oh yes, definitely. So, so tonight um, we're gonna do some of my favorite veggies. And does anyone know what this is? No?
Um,
I didn't hear you.
It is called a chayote.
oh, I've
And
heard of that before. Okay.
so, what I was looking up was I was looking up um, starches that were low carb because I'm all about the low carb now. And you know, potatoes, well, you might not know this, but potatoes are one of my favorite food on the planet. And chayote is actually a fruit, but it's a bland, it's almost has the same texture as a hard apple, like a green apple. It has that nice crisp. It doesn't taste like an apple at all. There's no sweetness. It's more closer to a potato in flavor. So this is going to be my substitute for potatoes because this has, if you ever look at things on the glycemic index, or even if you just look up how many carbs is in this only has about 6 grams of carbs per serving of like a cup. So that's really good. And it's 3 on the glycemic index. So I'm really excited about that. um, so we're gonna make some chayote. We're gonna make like a little stew, like not a stew, like a stir fry. We're going to make eggplant, chayote, cabbage.
You are now paired. Enjoy.
Some red pepper, tomato, onion. Oh, and I said cabbage. And all of this would be considered a low-carb vegan meal. And now if you make this for your family, then you can make this for you if you want to stay low-carb. And if you want to add rice or pasta or you know, a starch, quinoa for your family. Because sometimes it's hard when people have to make 2 meals for folks in their home. And so this way they can get 1 meal for the, you know, for the price of 2. And I actually had made some rice the other day. Normally well, I won't say normally. I'm not a big rice person. So this rice would just be for the husband and son. And I already made it, so I'm just going to heat it up. And I use, this is a white basmati. I use different basmatis, even white. I use brown rice. I use quinoa. Later on, we'll do a cauliflower rice. Also a nut rice, which is not rice at all. These are all nuts, and the cauliflower is all cauliflower. So okay. So I'm pointing down so you can see my cutting board. I'm going to turn on the stove to a medium high, and I'm going to cut up everything really fast. I'm just going to use a half an onion. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it just started raining here. So this is the oil that I'm going to be using today. It's sunflower oil. I just have a little bit left, but I also have another container of it whole. This is oil that I like right now because it's natural. It's based out of, let's see where this is made in. This is actually a product of the Ukraine. It's just out of all the oils in the store. I'm going to back this up a little bit. Out of all the oils in the store, this is, to me, one of the better oils. And it's also less expensive than olive. So I'm going to just put enough oil so that the pan is coated all around. And I'm going to drop the onions in. Oh, it's not hot enough. Okay, we'll let it heat. Now, I want to know if you guys knew this. When you have onions and tomatoes, did you know that you cannot, I got to bend down so you can see me. You cannot saute onions and tomatoes together because the onions will not get soft. There's something in the tomato that prevents the onions from going all the way soft. They'll get very lightly soft, but they won't get like all the way soft. So you actually have to let the onions get translucent first, and then you can put your tomatoes in.
Okay.
So, but this time we're not going to put, oh, let me do this back here so you can see this. We're not going to put our tomatoes in first. I'm just cutting them up one time now. I'm just dicing them. We're actually going to be putting in our eggplant with the onions because eggplant takes the longest to cook. Now, when you guys sent me your 3 favorite veggies, I'm keeping that in mind in regards to dishes that I make and recipes that I send you. I hope you realize that. my next question that I'm going to be asking you is, what favorite sweets do you like? Everyone has a favorite sweet, and I'm guessing most people love chocolate.
Mhm.
So, I'm going to put the eggplant in, saute at on high now. Yeah. And I'm cutting this carefully because I, for some reason, can't talk and cut at the same time. Another thing about eggplant is it takes up a lot of oil. It absorbs it. Have you ever noticed that? Ooh, table's shaking. One more second. So this is going to be fast. So I'm going to just lift. This is my laptop. Hey, we got a kitchen studio, real easy, huh? Okay, so the chayote is going to be our premiere of the night. We're just going to use half of it because if you just cut all these up, it's just going to be a lot. But look how pretty it is. It's just solid. It's nothing. There's actually a seed in here. It looks like a pear, doesn't it? And you can
Yeah,
eat it
that.
raw. That's another thing. Because it's a fruit. It's bland. It doesn't have a strong flavor. But like most things, it'll take flavor. So here's the seed right in here. It's thin. And sometimes people like take the skin off because it has a little spiny thing on it. Not necessary. Anything that's weird, you could just scrape it off. I'm just going to do these two halves. Okay, and then I'm going to dice this up. So this is going to be our potato. Like I said, the eggplant draws a lot of oil, so we're going to put a little bit more. And then if it absorbs this amount of oil, I'm not going to add more oil. I'm going to add water. Why are y'all so quiet?
You're watching.
You watching me?
Yeah.
True. Can you help me with my speaker? I'm not hearing it from the speaker. Alrighty. So now I have my chayote, and this one is a rather large one. So I'm going to say that this is going to be, usually this is about a cup if it's not overflowing, maybe a little bit more than a cup. So this is going to be about 2 cups of chayote. And I'm going to add water now. So I'm going to add about How many ounces? 16? Oh, it says it on here? 16 ounces. No, not quite. So I just used half of 8 ounces, half a pint. Someone say something. I'm trying to get my speaker louder.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay.
You can hear me?
All right. So I put in 1 whole tomato.
Barely.
I can hear you, but it's on my not the bigger speaker. We'll figure it out. Oh, so on the red pepper, I'm just taking 1/3 of it.
Power on. You are now paired. Enjoy.
Sky, do you ever soak your eggplant in water and salt before cooking
Say it
it?
again.
Do you ever cook your egg? Soak your eggplant in salt and water before cooking it?
Actually, I've never done that before.
Okay.
I know some people, they take and salt it. I'm putting
Right.
1/3 of the red pepper in. And then, oh, I know what to do. Probably, speaker. That might work. All right. All right, so I'm going to put a little sea salt. I can hear it. And then I'm going to put in some granulated garlic. It's one of my favorite seasonings. And also one thing about when you just shake it right into the pan, it's really not good because what happens is the steam goes right into the top.
It's over
And
here.
say it again?
Right.
So you don't really want to, I mean, I do it sometimes unless I'm consciously thinking. When you start sprinkling your food with the, the shaker, you actually want to put it in something else so that way you can put it in there. And I've just put in I always say a wee bit, and I usually am over seasoning compared to regular folks. So more than a wee bit. So that's your garlic. Now granulated garlic is stronger than garlic powder. It has more of a garlic flavor. So so basically this is just a quick meal. These are just what you have at home. A little Italian seasoning. And we're going to let this cook until it dries up. Because the water's in it, and we want that water to absorb into the eggplant, because we want to basically have it as a stir fry. So we're going to put our chayote away. We're going to put our pepper away. And I'm going to, let me let y'all see the cutting board, because that's more important. All right, so we're going to just do about 1/2 of this cabbage. Another thing you should always have is a nice big sharp knife. And definitely invest in getting a knife sharpener, because I think most people have dull knives in their homes. I could probably put money on it. Every time I've gone to anybody's house, their knives have been terrible. So I'm trying to cut this thin so it's like a shred. And so you just want to go around it like so. There's no, I was looking for the spine. There it is. Sometimes I cut all the way into the spine because it's all food, but I just took it out. Alrighty. Let's see if I can bring this up closer so you can see the stove. Yeah. Technology. Alrighty. So first of all, it smells really yummy. Does it look yummy?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cabbage on top of it so it'll steam out. So I'm just going to put it on top so that the eggplant and what have you gets to cook down. And then later on I can just saute the rice separately in another little pan. And that's another thing about cooking larger quantities. I think that people need to just cook bigger portions. That way you don't cook every day and every minute. You can literally, let me put this up a little bit because there's not much to see on the stove at the moment. Yeah, so you can push this back a little. I think that folks should cook larger quantities so that you can not have to cook 5 times a day or every day or every meal. Make this whole big thing of it, and this might, if you're a single person or 2 people in the house, you can make this amount of food, and then you can have it now, you can have it later. If you don't want, if some people, they don't like to eat the same meal every, over and over. So once you do that, you put it in the fridge in a container and skip a day or 2 and then go back and eat it, and then you might have something else and you mix it together. You know what I'm saying? So you almost have a couple pre-things done already, and it just makes for easier. I mean, I whip up meals very quickly because I'll have an old meal that we had yesterday and I add some new stuff to it and throw some beans, chop up a tomato on the side. You understand what I mean? So you can make things. And for me, I think as I do more fast cooking than I do like making casseroles and 5 different yummy. But a lot of it is like, while this is cooking down, I can go do something else. I can go fold the towels. You know what I'm saying? Like practical living. So another thing I wanted to share is I got some almonds, some raw whole almonds, and I'm going to soak them. I have a alkalizing machine here. Okay, and so now we are going to soak these overnight, and tomorrow we'll work with them. So we'll see what we're going to do with them. The big name of the game is all of your nuts, seeds, and sprouts, nuts, seeds, and beans. All of your nuts, seeds, and beans must be soaked in water. Why? Because they are not alive. They are not a living food. In order for us to really get the nutritional benefits of them, in other words, almonds have protein in it and it has other micronutrients, etc. Once you soak them, an enzyme inhibitor is released, and the enzyme inhibitor comes upon seeds, nuts, and beans because when they get dry, they go dormant. If they don't go dormant, they would be growing where they may. A banana, for example, fruit, is enzymatically activated. Someone has a doggy. Let me check my food. So you want to soak all your nuts, your beans, and your seeds, whether you cook them or not, okay? Because if you soak your beans and you're gonna, like, say you make, and I've done this experiment already, say you're gonna make like a chili or something with red beans, and you take a bag of dry beans or even canned beans, which they don't soak them, and you make your chili in pot A, and then you take your soaked red beans, which are technically sprouted, and make chili in pot B. Chili in pot B is going to taste better. A, that's the big name of the game. We want it to taste better. It's going to taste better even if you use the exact same ingredients, because you really didn't use the exact same ingredients. These beans were soaked. They were technically what we call sprouted. They're the initial stage of what sprouting, what happens when you sprout something. You might not see a sprout come out because you might have just soaked them for 8 hours, but within the 8 hours, their life force has been rejuvenated. So they're going to taste better. They're going to be more nutritionally beneficial to you. That whole beany, gassy thing that people get with beans, it's going to be, if not completely reduced, all the way reduced. So let's go check our dish. Okay, now it's getting nice and dry, like it's not, all that water has been absorbed. And now we are going to, can you see that? Now we're just going to flip the cabbage in with everything. Now the chayote is already slightly soft. You see? Yeah, it's like an al dente potato. And the eggplant is already cooked. Alrighty, let's see. Still cooking, but I'm going to show you up live so you can see what it looks like. Doesn't that look yummy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. About a 6. And that is, this is a low-carb veggie meal. You can add a carb to it. You can put, you know, whatever carb you want to eat. And that's it. So I would just let it cook down a few more minutes. In fact, I'll turn it down a little bit more. Because I don't want to add any more water. I want it to be more like stir-fry. And that's it. Is that cool?
Yeah. Couple of questions about the.
Yes.
You pronounce it chio?
Chayote.
Chayote. Okay, so is it more or less like avocado or mango as far as how it's made, like the food is in the middle?
Is it more like an avocado or mango? No, it's more like a potato. It's a fruit. It actually grows from a tree, and it has the texture of, think of, it has the texture of an apple or a pear.
Okay.
More like a pear, but it doesn't taste like a pear at all. It tastes like potato. It has a lot of water in it. It tastes like breadfruit to you?
Well, not like, but consistency. But it's not dry.
The texture is like, you ever had breadfruit?
Yeah.
No.
No? It's also a Caribbean fruit, but they use it as a starch. Can you look up chayote in English? Because there's another word for it that you might find it. Because if you go to like Caribbean stores, like specifically if you live near like a Mexican area, they have chayote, but there's another word that they call it. And I'm going to experiment maybe on this piece because I haven't done it yet. and maybe we can experiment together at another time. But I want to try it in the form of a French fry, but not frying it, but like a baked fry, like putting it in on a pan and doing like a baked fry. I want to see how it comes out. So this smells really good, and this looks like it's done. Yep, it's all soft. So I'm going to turn this all the way to low. And that's it. Any other questions you were asking?
I have a question. The is you didn't use like a purple egg matter for type.
Your voice came in and out. You said I didn't use a purple eggplant?
Right. So does it matter what type that you use?
No. That eggplant was purple, but it probably had some white color on it.
Yeah.
But those are just what we had here. So they have different eggplants.
Okay.
They have like those big purple Italian ones. I'm going to tell you the best eggplant that I ever had is the Japanese eggplant.
Yeah, I like those too.
It's long, yeah, and they're soft and they cook really fast. They're really good. Also, here's a book that I've been reading, Paleo Vegan.
Okay.
And this is why I'm so excited about low carb, because you know, a lot of folks are really trying to reduce, myself included, and it's my mission to stay vegan as much without the carbs, you know? Because when you really look at, I mean, I've been doing this diet for 26 years now, and my weight goes up and down, up and down. And to me, it's really hard, it's heartbreaking because everything that I know makes sense, right? The truth of the matter is we have to look at everyone's own personal body type, and I eat really good. I eat whole foods all the time. I probably can get into eating more than I should, overeating. That's real. But I just feel like I have a train of thought and it's bouncing in and out. But basically, like, I feel like I know enough about this whole thing. But the truth of the matter is, most of the simple vegan meals that we make are very carby, and that's the bottom line. And every time I stay, like a couple years ago, when me and True had our ceremony, I lost like 40 pounds very quickly. And how did I do it? I completely eliminated all carbs. Like, I didn't have a banana, and it's hard for me because I love fruit. But, you know, like a friend of mine said, well, what do you want? You want to lose weight or you want to eat fruit? And I'm like, I want both. So certain sacrifices. The name of the game is reduce the carbs, or right now I'm going to reduce it all the way, and then later on just reintroduce a little bit. But, you know, I'm going on all these blogs and just looking at people who are really coming down very quickly. And not that fast is better, but the movie, if you can get this movie, I'll see if I can find it on any of the free sites. I'm on Hulu, Netflix. I did see it online somewhere, but I don't know if it was a free site. I think it was some kind of paid thing. The movie is called Fed Up.
Yeah,
Okay, I've seen that. Yeah.
You seen it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So Katie Couric produces this, and basically what she's saying is, or what they're saying in the film, is that low fat doesn't work, right? For large quantity, and it might work for a lot of people. But I personally think when you look at the whole scheme of the world, like for example, I saw an article today about Samoa Airlines, which is a small commuter type plane that has like 8 seats, and they are charging by weight.
Oh,
for
shit.
for the airline ticket. And it's the first airline in the world to do that, and they're thinking that it's going to catch on. Now, if you go on a big American Airlines jet, like they're not going to ask you how much you weigh because they have enough cargo that they have to carry out. But I live on a Caribbean island, and when we go from island to island, and you're on a little plane, they look literally the girl. It's usually a woman, and she's standing there at the door, and she goes like this. She goes like this. She looks at you up and down, and she goes, "Okay, you sit there." and you know, yes, because if you remember, Aaliyah died, the singer.
Right.
Yeah.
Their plane went down because they wanted to overload the plane, and the pilot knew better, but I guess all the money around him, he didn't want to go by the rules and regulations, so their plane went down.
Right.
But so the Samoan Airlines, I think they're saying it's about 50 cents a pound. And some people are against it and some people are for it. It sounds discriminatory. Oh, okay, thank you. All right, the word for chayote is called Christophine.
Okay.
Christophine. That's an American name for chayote. In Trinidad, they call it chocho.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Hawaii, pipinola. In India, they call it chow chow, and they also call it vegetable pear or pear squash. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so they're basing this weight on the airlines, but so people are buying weight, so they can pay for how much luggage. If they want to bring 500 pounds of luggage and they weigh 150 pounds, they're paying for everything that they are putting on that plane because they have to weight the whole thing out. And I'm like, well, wow, that is serious. If that catches on over here in the Caribbean, I think it's going to be a big deal for folks losing weight because I know I'll travel a lot if I can get down real if I can get down real small, be on a plane tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'll be popping from island to island. But what else? What was it? Did you ask another question? You said the chayote. What else? I can't remember. So anyway, yeah. So that's why I'm on the low carb tip, and I want to share with you. Not to mention the fact, like I said before, I asked people what is their why, and more than 50% of what I got back was one of their reasons was weight loss. Okay, and it doesn't have to be all about weight loss for everybody, but that was a majority, so I wanted to address those things. We have a few people who are watching us on the live broadcast on YouTube. Yay! And I guess I'll plate up so you can see how it looks on the plate. Now it's been sitting here on low heat, and there's still water in the pot. That means that water is still drawn from So here's a nice portion, and then with it, oh, it smells really, really good. Smell-o-vision. I also got a ready-to-eat avocado. This is a Caribbean avocado. This is considered small, okay?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But this one was ready to go. So did you see how I cut that? I cut it right around the top, and then you just twist, and then you take it apart like that. And then yesterday we try to have avocados in here like all the time, and avocado is like solid gold, right? So we had, if you remember in the call yesterday, I had like people walking back and forth and stuff. So we have people staying here and they come in the kitchen and what have you. So I had a bigger piece than this. I had a bigger piece in this in a bowl over here that I was going to slice up and give it to my husband and whoever else was eating. And so I was on the call, and one of the girls here was like, "Can I have this?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, help yourself." And so when I got off the call last night, I was looking for the rest of the avocado, and I was like, "Where did you put it?" And she's like, "Oh, I ate it." And I was like, please don't do that. Because avocado is like, like the finest wine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't take a whole long piece of avocado like that. You gotta, but that's okay. She didn't know. It was not a big deal. She felt bad because I probably rolled my eyes or something stupid, but but subtle ways of saying damn. So I'm trying to get this out of here. But okay. Alrighty. And then we could take a small piece of red pepper. And there you have it. Can you see that? Let's see.
It's off a little.
Yay, yummy. So that would be our little quick, and that was really fast because we started at 8-ish and it's 8:44 here. I know the time is earlier in the States, but that took literally 20-30 minutes to make. And it's enough to put, look at how much we have. It's enough to put it away, and that's a good base, because like if we're going to use it again, I might throw something else in it, what have you. So and to me, that's how we should be cooking. Make it easy and painless. You can actually throw some spinach later. You can make a salad on the side. To me, this is good how it is, what have you. So that's it for today. Any other questions, concerns, conversations? Did you get the recipes I sent you today?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Who's going to try it?
I will.
Try it? When you do, take pictures of it and post it, and let us know how it tastes. Feel free to do a video if you're, if you're interested and you want to like showcase some of your talent. Let's make it like, because when you do something with an online program, we want as much. I want more of you than you want of me, like, or maybe it should be a good balance. So I want you to see me. I want us to talk. But I want to hear from you guys and, communicate, what have you. So that's it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so have a good night, y'all.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll email it to you.
Bye-bye. Did you say something, Jane?
Yes, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I'm wiped out. I have no energy, absolutely no energy, and I'm not sure if I'm having protein in my diet.
You're not sure of what?
If I'm having enough protein in my diet.
Okay. So that's a.
I started out with the shake with protein, which is 21 sweet peas. And then after that, I had some oatmeal later on in the morning, and then soup in the afternoon. And I had to do another protein because I'm just absolutely wiped out.
Okay, so a couple things come to mind. One, protein doesn't give you energy. Two, if this is a drastic change in the way you've been eating before, and we're on day 3, you probably are experiencing what is called a detox symptom. So exhaustion is part of that. It might be a couple days, and it depends on every individual person. Some people get like it happens to me when if I change or I eliminate or what have you, I'm just knocked out. Because think of it, the blood is going through some different changes, some different things are going through your system. Honestly, to me, the best thing to put more into your body is not protein. Well, it's going to be a protein is going to be in it, but I say go more greens. Get more greens into your body. Like make that green smoothie more green and make another one later. There is protein in your green leafies, but it's not, because a lot of people have this. In fact, that's going to be one of the emails. It might be what I'm sending you tomorrow, the myth of protein. A lot of people are always like, well, where do you get your protein from? So what about your protein? They always think about, so first of all, let's get this straight. In the Western world, the whole Americanized, folks who go to grocery store type of culture, not if you're out in the tribes down in South America, but in the Western world, nobody, and when I say nobody, if there is a somebody, it's less than 0%, have a protein deficiency. There is nobody, regardless of their diet, that has a protein deficiency. So there's no lack of protein at all going on in this culture. Why? Because virtually everything we're eating, whether it's vegan or meat diet, has protein in it. Okay? So you should never have you don't even need protein powder, and you're still going to get enough protein to be fully functional.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You remember that I am a gastric bypass patient?
You're what?
I have gastric bypass. The system is a little different.
Okay. So you have to do something. So that means that you only take small quantities?
Yes, at times. Sometimes I can, sometimes more. I've lost my good day. I've been really good not having it. But usually when you have a blood workup every month, it will show my protein level off. So I decided to do another shot of protein, so that makes 3 a day.
Okay. So your absorption is probably off because yeah. So that would be a different situation in your case because you have. I'm trying to think of this surgery. It goes from your food goes from. Does it hit your stomach at all?
It hits the stomach.
Yes. It hits the stomach, but it's something. Okay. I knew I had seen I'm trying to visualize the picture of it. Right. So yeah, so your absorption is going to be different. So you are probably in the category of those few who might need to eat more protein because your absorption level, but still more greens. And I do think that it is definitely a detox symptom. Okay. Definitely. Because it's the timing even. Like if we're like at the 10th day and you say, oh, I've been feeling fine, but today I'm really feeling exhausted, then I would be like, maybe something is not, maybe you're not eating enough calories or maybe something's off. But day 2, day 3, and you're feeling like, ugh. I'm right. Yeah, no, it's classic. Another thing that you can get is coconut water.
Okay.
Coconut water helps flush the system. It helps hydrate you, and it actually gives you energy. And if you can get, I'm gonna tell you the best thing to get and the practical thing to get because I don't know if it's easy to find. If you can go to an Asian market and get the whole coconuts that you can tap open with a big knife. You know what I'm talking about?
Got one in the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Get those and drink them as much as you can. You can even open them and pour them in your smoothie and take the jelly out and use it like you would water or milk or something like that. And so you have those. Those are the best. If you have to get what's the other kind? Like the containers. Try to get the containers that are like in a box, not in a can. You know, they have the ones that are in the box.
Right.
Yeah, those are less, less issues than the can ones. But yeah, get your coconut water and your greens, and if you have to combine the two, blend in the blender like kale or spinach with coconut water. Throw some ice in there.
Okay.
And get that in you. So, and then if you do your here's the protein powder that I use. I use the Sun Warrior blend.
Okay.
And I have them in the 3 flavors. And this has pea protein, cranberry protein, and hemp seed protein. And then it has natural fibers, fenugreek, konjac. It's sweetened with stevia. It has sea salt. It has tea leaf extract, organic cinnamon, and natural citric extract. And it also has, I guess because of the different proteins, it has a full amino acid profile.
Okay.
So this is the brand I recommend the most. So
I use Anjuli.
say it again.
I use Anjuli.
Anjoli.
Anjuri. Just in case.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen that. You got it at the health food store?
No.
No.
Anjuli from them directly. It's a medical. Yeah, it's a medical quality protein. Nothing is made in China.
Okay.
That's their big selling point. And one of the vitamins are also nothing. Every product is made in China. Because when things are made in China, you're getting rodents and whatever else in your protein. So I've done Anjuri and I've done I think I do the best on.
Say the last sentence. I didn't hear you.
I think I do the best on Anjuri.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why it's 21 grams of protein per scoop.
Per serving.
Right, per serving. And got 3 grams of sugar, lowest sugar. They don't use stevia. They found out that when stevia is processed, it goes to China.
Stevia is what?
Processed in China.
Okay.
And it's processed with a chemical. I'll send it.
Not all stevia, but if you get this is the best stevia that I have found. This is my favorite one because I use them all the time.
Okay.
Herba Dulce. And I'll definitely look up this says it's made in Colombia. I'll definitely look up more information about this, but there's a green stevia. I think a company called Frontier. All it is the leaves, and they dehydrate it and then they powder it, and it literally has nothing else in it. There's no process. The process is a dehydration and a grinding.
Okay.
And that would be the better best to use.
Okay.
Coconut nectar is also a low glycemic sweetener. Agave, I don't really use agave too much. The only time I use agave is if I'm making a dessert that needs to be sweetened and it needs to be clear. Like I can get the light agave. Like if I'm making a raw cheesecake and I want it to not be like brown, like with dates or raisins, you can use the agave, but that's just because you want it to look a certain way. But I don't, other than that, I don't have a need for agave. But anyway, so that's it for today. I'm glad we had this conversation. Anytime you can get that information. But I would monitor yourself for the next 2 days and see how you feel. But boost up with that coconut water, for real, yes. That should help you feel a lot better. And like the body says, if you feel exhausted, go and rest. Go lay
Definitely.
down. If you have the ability to take time off, then do it.
Yeah. Another
Cool.
snowstorm.
Say it again.
Another snowstorm.
Another
Yeah.
snowstorm. Mm-mm. I don't know anything about that.
It's happened.
Can I come back?
You need to come here for a little while.
So,
All right. Have a good one.
you too, love. Talk to you tomorrow. Good
All
night.
right.